Clayton, museums often need to get their funding where they can. So what issue are you taking with the donation from the Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers?
Look, CAPP was the villain behind the rise of Idle No More in 2012. The oil companies that they lobby the federal government on behalf of wanted to rewrite critical legislation like the Navigable Waters Act, which was gutted during the Harper-era omnibus bill agenda. And, you know, Indian country rose up, and we saw one of the biggest social movement uprisings in Canadian history. The Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers, through ATIP, we discovered that the agreement that they have with the museum, nowhere in there does it say that they're investing in the museum to preserve arts and culture or history, Canadian history, but it has everything in there about the fact that they want to secure VIP space with politicians that are convening events here at the museum to build the profile of the oil lobby group as a critical piece of Canadian infrastructure, kind of at par with government institutions. And so their whole agenda here is to try and dupe the public into thinking that they're an essential voice here in Canada, and to try and hide the fact that they are, you know, climate deniers. They are advocating for the expansion of the Alberta tar sands and going against the Indigenous rights-based agenda here in Ottawa.
Now, how will dropping CAPP hurt petroleum producers?
Well, I think that, you know, corporate sponsorship is a very slippery slope. You know, we've seen it in other institutions. Our Indian education and cultural institutions, like Induspire, for example, receives tons of money from oil companies and mining companies that are, you know, wreaking havoc on our traditional territories and on our water. The Museum of Civilization is Canada's most iconic museum. My own children grew up going here and, you know, playing amongst their ancestors in First Peoples Hall. You know, and for me, I think that all Canadians should be concerned about the fact that CAPP is trying to manipulate one of our most iconic institutions to red wash their oily agenda. And the fact of the matter is that this museum can do much better.
All right, thank you very much for your perspective on this. Clayton Thomas-Muller at Gatineau, Quebec, outside the Museum of History.
Thank you so much.